is good, yo? It's your boy Ty back here with another video. In this video today, we are going to be talking about the content coming tomorrow in NBA 2K22 MyTEAM. So about an hour ago, we did see the Paul George, and the most recent is the diamond Kevin McHale with the pink diamond Jason Kidd. Now, we're going to be breaking down these in this video today. Now, before we dive into that, if you are new to my channel and have not yet, please consider smashing that subscribe button as we're on the road to 80,000 subscribers. So if you're wondering what the content is going to be, limited edition packs return tomorrow. Quick reminder of how these packs work. 3 24-hour drops. Guaranteed pink diamond box topper for 20-pack boxes. Pack of O's with new pink diamonds available in each drop. So obviously, Paul George is a limited edition card, so I think he's going to be out for 24 hours, I do believe. Yeah, 24 hours, and then he'll get rotated in for some more pink diamonds. So it's going to be probably Paul George and another, I think it's another limited edition player. I think there's 2 at a time. But yeah, we're going to see a lot of new pink diamonds coming tomorrow. But we're going to just be breaking down what Paul George could look like, what Jason Kidd could look like, and then what obviously Kevin McHale could look like. So, gonna start off with Paul George. Now, we don't really have a souped up Paul George in this game yet, but we're probably gonna see a Paul George dribble style. Now, I've used Paul George in play now and those types of things, and I'm a big Paul George fan. Now, he's only 6'8" this year, it says on this Ruby card, and it'll be interesting because if you take a look at kind of last year's Paul George, I'm pretty sure Paul George last year was 6'9". So, be interested to see whether he's 6'8", 6'9", I guess 6'8". And obviously, last year we saw, I'm trying to think of this Paul George, right? This Paul George is probably the Paul George we're going to see that resembles the one we're going to see tomorrow pretty good. Obviously, I don't expect the Paul George we get tomorrow to be this good, but just kind of resembles it a little bit. So, Paul George base, normal time, and Paul George dribble style. Expect those things. Now, 3-ball, expect upper 80s probably for Paul George. Good dunkers, ball handle, decent enough speed and lateral quickness. Honestly, stat-wise, he could look very similar to this Paul George. Probably not quite as good, right? Whether it's, you know, the lateral quickness, speed, vertical, 3-ball, driving dunk, something's not going to be as good. The big thing for Paul George is I need to see a Paul George that gets some good defensive badges, right? At least give him, you know, a couple Hall of Fame defensive badges, a couple Hall of Fame catch and shoot on Paul George would be super, super nice. But my problem right now is, if you look at this small forward, power forward position right now, is Paul George going to play over Melo? I don't know. Is he going to play over KD? I don't know. And that's the problem that I see is, like, right now the small forward position is just so deep. It's so good in general. And so that's kind of the problem I have right now is Paul George is going to be good. I don't have any doubt in my mind that a small forward, power forward Paul George is going to be really good. But is he going to be that top small forward, power forward in the game, or is he going to be even worth getting? That's the big question mark. And I really think it comes down to this, right? If we see a Paul George that does get these stats, I'd say upper 80s 3-ball. So, you know, upper 80s, low 90s 3-ball. Upper 80s, low 90s driving dunk, same speed and same lateral quickness. And badge-wise, you know, has, you know, Hall of Fame interceptor or Hall of Fame pick dodge, Hall of Fame post stick, one of those. Maybe has Hall of Fame catch and shoot. That's really what we're looking at for Paul George, right? We know the height's going to be there. He's going to be lengthy. He's going to have the Paul George base, which I think is a lot better on current gen than next gen in my opinion. But again, the Paul George base, which is pretty smooth. So I'm pretty high on Paul George all the way around. Jason Kidd. What was a Jason Kidd that we saw last year that I can maybe compare it to? Let's see. Jason Kidd came out on January 12th. So obviously the Jason Kidd we're going to see isn't going to be this good. But here's the thing with Jason Kidd, 6'4", 6'8" wingspan. If he has this bum Jason Kidd dribble style, I will never use him. His release is terrible too. But even with the Jason Kidd dribble style, it's already a break in the card, right? You talk about cards, you make them or break them. And the Jason Kidd dribble style is just a break in the card. Now, if he has badges, you know, Hall of Fame clamps, intimidator, pick dodger, pickpocket, then we're still maybe talking about a card at 6'4" that you can run. I mean, realistically, we are. I mean, we're talking about a Gary Payton type level card. But again, why would you run Jason Kidd, you know, pink diamond tomorrow when we already have Gary Payton in the game? What could Jason Kidd possibly give you that's better than Gary Payton, who already has a better, you know, speed, lateral quickness, all these badges? One thing is, obviously, Gary has shifty as well. So For me, I have a hard time thinking that a Jason Kidd could even be playable in this game. And when I say playable as a top point guard in the game, the third card we know we're going to get is Pink Diamond Kevin McHale, or Diamond Kevin McHale. Now, we already have the Pink Diamond Kevin McHale out. Expect the Diamond to be a lot worse than this Pink Diamond. That's what I would say. The Diamond is not going to even be comparable to the Pink Diamond. But at the same time, I mean, expect him to be okay, right? Lower, mid-70s speed, mid-70s 3-ball, maybe something like that. But do not expect Kevin McHale to be, the best card in the game. So if we go back, to the last limited edition drop, right? That's really what I want to go back to kind of talk about what we saw in the last limited edition drop. It was interesting, right? So this was day one, right, where we saw these two base cards in Michael Jordan and Ben Wallace. Now, we'll say Paul George's card has this silver lining with it. So if you look at the silver lining, that was Michael Jordan and Ben Wallace. These cards were available all weekend. So if that silver lining means anything, it means Paul George is going to be available all weekend. Now, Jason Kidd, I can't really say. I don't know if he's going to be a limited edition card or not. I guess Pride. I don't know. It's just hard to necessarily tell because the fact that the one that 2K dropped, it is the 75th anniversary. So I don't know. But I will say I expect Paul George to be available all weekend. Now, the Pink Diamonds that we see, we'll see two limited edition cards every single day. We'll see one Friday, we'll see one Saturday, and then we'll see one Sunday as well. And I actually like it because it's content throughout the entire weekend that I can honestly get behind. But my question is going to be this. If Paul George is available all weekend, is he going to be kind of a letdown like Michael Jordan was? And I'm not saying Michael Jordan was bad. I'm just saying he was a little bit of a letdown because he was available all weekend. Did we see anybody in the limited edition set last time outside of Chris Webber? Chris Webber was super good. Outside of him that was really that souped? We really didn't. And so that's my question. Are we going to see anybody outside of maybe one or two players that is really, really good? I don't know. We know Paul George is probably going to be good. Jason Kidd, Kevin McHale. Obviously, I'm not the highest on either one of those cards. But that's the next really big question, right? Who are we going to see alongside these cards? Who could we see? That's another question that we can talk about. If you go to last year, updates around this time, I always like doing this of cards that we could possibly see. Let's just go in right in here. Blake Griffin. We are due for a good Blake. We just saw Hondo. Dame, we could see a good Dame coming soon as well. And let's just keep moving forward. I already saw Zion, DeMar DeRozan. We've already seen Monte Ellis. We've already seen all those cards. Luka Doncic. We haven't seen a good Luka outside of the one. Cam Reddish, another card we possibly could see. We've seen Glenn already. And Brandon Ingram. Could we see our first Ben Simmons, even if he is not a point guard? Just something to kind of think about and take into consideration. I always do like doing this because James Harden, for example, is another card. Yes, we've gotten a free James Harden, but we haven't got that next level James Harden. So I always kind of like going and looking and see who did we get last year and who could we see this year that was really good last year, because a lot of times, I'm not going to say it's the exact same, but for example, Giannis Antetokounmpo. We are due for a Giannis 2K. We have went 2 full months without a good Giannis card in the game. We are due for a Giannis. Even a Rudy type card, Jamal Crawford, all these cards would be nice to have. So if there's one extra card that I would like to see, it would be this guy right here in Giannis Antetokounmpo. And honestly, they could make a Giannis, a limited edition Giannis with these types of stats, and I would do whatever it takes to get this type of card. Let me know down below in the comments, which of these cards between Jason Kidd, Kevin McHale, and Paul George are you guys most excited about? And who, if there was a limited edition player, do you guys want to see? Let me know that down below in the comments. Drop a like on the video, subscribe if you are new, and as always, man, I love you guys, and have a blessed day.